Hey everybody, Chris, Four Directions Bushcraft. I'm going to start on a project. I'm going to make a Native American flute out of a piece of smooth sumac branch. So I cut this a while back, and you can see the inner pith there. And I've been drying it out for a couple of weeks now. We're going to see if it's dry enough. But what you're going to need to make this is a piece of leather. Later on down the line we'll use that. I'll show you what that's for. I got some liquid nails glue. You can use wood glue as well. You're going to need some of that. There's a couple of different knives you can use to make this a little bit easier. I just haven't gone out and bought one. You can use a hoof knife for horses to clean out their hooves and everything. They cost about $6 or $7, $8. You can buy one of those. That'll make it easier. You can also a bowl carving knife. Mora makes a bowl carving knife. I think it's like $30. I just haven't bought one yet. I'm waiting to get one because I want to make some spoons and bowls as well. But anyway, so I just fabricated my own. I actually have a can opener, an old one that I've sharpened. I put it to the grinder and sharpened a good point on that and two edges. I did the same exact thing with these. These are just old spoons and old spreading knife, and I just sharpened two edges on these as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to length. I'll show you that process. Then I'm going to split it, and then I'm going to dig out all this pith. So these are the tools that I'm going to hopefully use for those. And my knife, of course, and my saw. You'll need a Sharpie to mark with, and I got some 60 grit sandpaper, just regular sandpaper, $3 to sand it out with. And we'll show you step by step how to make one of these. Stay tuned. Okay, so we'll keep this one. And then what we're going to want to do is baton this right in half. Now this is smooth sumac, so it should split really easy. You just got to keep in mind what you want the top to be, obviously. Okay, you want to put them back together, and you actually want some electrical tape, and you want to measure down about 4 inches, and you want to wrap it around and make a mark here. So this underneath here, I do not want to dig this out. That's where my bird is going to set, and that's where actually the sound is going to be created from. So I want to actually mark this with a good amount of tape. And you want this to be down from, this is going to be my mouthpiece, so I'm going to carve this away. It's raining real bad, and we got stuck in the house today, so we're just going to sorry about all the noise. So I'm just essentially just marking this as my mouthpiece. Got the mouthpiece set up, and we just have it taped together on both sides real quick. So once we get our mouthpiece carved out, Now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, and this side doesn't matter. This side's not gonna matter, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, but I'm gonna leave the tape on there because there's gonna be a wall right there. That's to mark where not to carve out. So I am going to go ahead and cut it. But I want to cut both sides because I want to leave it there. Okay, so that right there, I'm not gonna carve out. So what I want to do next is draw a line here, connecting the two pieces of tape. So I know that that is going to be my wall that I'm not going to carve out. So we're not going to carve that out. So everything else, all of this, and all of this, oops, doesn't have to be perfect. All of this is going to be carved out. On this side, I'm leaving a little space because this again is not going to be carved out. All of this gets carved out. All of that gets carved out. So you can kind of see where I'm getting at. Again, this I'm going to draw the same pattern on, and it gets carved out as well. Myself a little space here. That all comes out just like that. You see that pith in there? Just comes right out. So I'm going to carve all this out. I'm going to carve into the wood. It's actually really sharp. That turned out really good. I just took that to the grinder, both sides. Made my own little carving knife. I like to do things the cheap way. So, look at how well that takes it out of there. It's perfect. So anyway, I'm going to dig all this out. Nothing comes out of this space right here. So that all stays in right there. And then I'm going to dig this side out as well. So this is going to take a little while. Again, I can't take credit for this. Joshua Hamlin from Sigma 3 Survival School, he makes primitive Native American flutes out of smooth sumac and staghorn sumac or whatever. And I actually learned this from him, like I do most of my stuff, man. That guy knows so much about primitive skills. It's unbelievable. Look him up, Joshua Hamlin. He did the primitive series for Sigma 3 Survival School as well. So when I'm doing this, I want to be very careful about the edges. You don't want to crack the edges or go through the edges. That would be not good for the sound of the flute. To this wall that I do not want to remove, I have to be really careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut this out a little bit, being very careful. This is the part where you want to be careful, not only with making the flute, but your hands as well. Obviously, you do not want to cut your hand off. Alright everybody, so I've been at it for about 30 minutes and I almost got this done. if you notice, I went a little too deep into my wall. But that's okay because I gave myself extra room anyway. So I'll just push it back a little bit. No big deal. So give yourself extra room like I said before. And while I was carving this, I just wanted to say, you know, I get all these, some of these ideas, some of my ideas. Sorry, cars are ridiculous here. But I got this idea and my basket idea and everything I learned from Joshua Hamlin. And I learn things from everybody on YouTube, you know, and it's not about stealing people's ideas or, hey, he already did a video on this, so I'm not going to do a video on it. It's not about that, you know. If you understand, somebody taught him how to do it as well. You know, we're not born with this knowledge. So to pass it down, to pass it along, you know, maybe some people that view my channel don't necessarily view his channel. And so I'm just passing it along. But again, I want to give him credit for teaching me. He doesn't even know me, of course. But that's the benefit of YouTube and technology. So anyway, enough with that. So we're almost done with this half. We got to do the same thing to the next to the second half. So what we're gonna do is sand this all out. Again, not touching this. I went ahead and remarked it with more tape. We're just gonna sand it out, make it smooth. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's gonna see it. We got it carved out. I got my two my bridges or my walls or whatever. What you want to do, I just got liquid nails, is run a bead down one of these and across here. I'm going to try to do this without making a mess. Oh, and I just pretty much did. So just a little bead, and we want extra here because we don't want any air going through here. So I know that's a lot, but it'll seal up right there. And I'll spread this. I lost the tip to this, so it's not going to be pretty. I don't know if you can see that. So the glue that gets inside here, you won't be able to see, obviously, but I'm going to try to get it as neat as you can. And then we're just going to tape this together. If you have a vise, that'll work better. I don't have a vise right now, so I'm just going to use the tape. And I like this electric tape because it's stretchy and tape's really tight. And then we're just going to take this end. This is the part that gets really messy, obviously. So all this cleans up, and when we get done with this, we're going to shave some of this off and sand it down anyway, so the glue on the outside is not going to matter. What I want to do is run a quick bead down here and fill in any of this gap that I might have missed. I just want a real good seal on this. See, like this. So I'm going to fill that in. Like I said, if you have a vise, it works a little better. If you don't have a vise, this can be kind of messy, obviously. this tape all the way up and down it, and then we're going to let it dry for 24 hours. Okay, so we took all the tape off, and where the tape was wrapped, it's still a little soft. So for instance, like right here. So what I'm going to do is just smear a little more glue on there. I'm going to re-tape just a little bit, and we're going to let that dry up again. Do it.